to another disturbing journey in the southern underworld. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like, comment, subscribe, and share this devilish delight with your horror friends and fam. Engagement is essential, and it helps our little channel grow. Good evening, brave souls, and welcome to tonight's duo of babysitter stories, where sweet dreams is just a quaint expression and counting sheep might save your life. In Scratching Whispers, we take a peek behind the curtains of a not-so-ordinary babysitting gig, where the only thing more terrifying than a toddler's tantrum is what's lurking in the closet. Our protagonist is about to learn that in some houses, Home Alone isn't just a movie, it's a survival strategy. In our second story, join us as we follow Chloe, a sitter who's about to learn that in some houses, hide and seek is less a game and more a prophecy. When the crib goes empty and the attic beckons, our heroine will discover that the scariest monsters aren't always the ones with glowing eyes and painted smiles. Check your sanity at the door and prepare for Haunted Attic, where the Babysitters Club meets the Twilight Zone, and the only thing more frightening than a haunted doll is the human mind. So dim the lights, check under your bed, and prepare for two cautionary tales that prove once and for all that the real monsters aren't just in children's imaginations. They're in the attic, they're wearing your face, and they're famished. So when the kiddies say there's something in their room, you'd better believe them. Scratching Whispers. While the kids slept, I tried to distract myself with a book. The room was too quiet, and something about it made me uneasy. A soft scratching noise echoed from the air vent. I brushed it off until a whisper broke through the silence. They're not sleeping. They're waiting. Fear gripped me as I realized we weren't alone in this house. I jumped up, dropping my book on the floor with a loud thud. The scratching turned into frantic scrabbling that made my skin crawl. "Who's there?" My voice shook. There was silence, then laughter. The noise echoed with the unmistakable mirth of children's laughter, yet there was an eerie undertone, a dissonance that sent shivers prickling across my skin. My heart pounded as I ran to the children's room. It was pitch black and too silent for comfort. I flicked on the light switch. Gracie and Thomas were gone. Gracie? Thomas? My voice wavered despite my best efforts to keep calm. A soft thud came from inside their closet, followed by its door slowly creaking open, revealing Thomas's frightened eyes. "Hide," he whispered so softly it was barely audible over my pounding heart. "They're hungry." Before I could react, he disappeared into the darkness, and the closet door slammed shut with a bang that echoed throughout the house. Footsteps sounded from above, followed by a dragging sound across the attic floor. I grabbed a baseball bat stashed behind their door, my hands sweaty with fear. The hallway light flickered, casting eerie shadows on the wall that twisted and turned like ghosts dancing around a bonfire. A figure appeared at the top of the stairs. Gracie's golden locks were disheveled, and her movements seemed uncoordinated, as if she had lost control of her body. Her head drooped at an unusual angle, exaggerating her already unnatural appearance. "Mama," she croaked. Her lips didn't move, but her voice filled the air with impending doom. "We're so hungry." Gracie moved forward, revealing Thomas's limp body being dragged behind her by tentacles sprouting from her back. The monster wearing Gracie's skin grinned, showing rows of sharp teeth that shone menacingly in the dim light. "Run," Thomas's voice echoed from within the grotesque mass. "Save yourself." I hesitated long enough for it to attack. I swung the bat, hitting it with a sickening crunch. As I ran for the stairs, the front door closed, my only chance of escape. When my fingers touched the cold metal doorknob, pain shot through my back. A scream tore out of my throat as tentacles wrapped around me, pulling me backward. "Silly babysitter," Gracie's distorted voice whispered, her laughter echoing ominously in my ears. "Didn't you know? In this house, no one ever leaves." The old mirror in the room threw back a distorted reflection. My eyes, once clear, now shone with an eerie light, like two beacons cutting through the encroaching darkness. An odd smile contorted my face into a strange grimace. Sharp teeth bit into my shoulder, sending intense pain shooting through my body. My vision faltered and the edges of my sight darkened. I caught a final glimpse of my changed reflection. The scent of old wood and moist earth filled the air, underscored by the metallic smell of blood seeping from where something unseen had punctured my skin. Fear tasted bitter and sharp. The sound of creaking wood echoed around me. It was hungry, and I was its latest victim. another soul consumed by its insatiable appetite. Haunted attic. Exhaustion tugged at my eyelids, but the empty crib jolted me awake. I had just checked on Ray. My heart pounded as I searched the house, shouting his name. His laughter echoed from the attic, a forbidden area. But tonight, babysitting rules were secondary to Ray's safety. I grabbed a flashlight, shaking as I approached the staircase to the upper level. The stairs creaked under my weight, each step a warning. "Ray?" My voice shook in the darkness. "It's Chloe. Where are you?" His laugh sounded again, twisted and unfamiliar. It didn't sound like him at all. The attic door loomed ahead, its peeling paint hiding unknown dangers. Taking a deep breath, I pushed it open. The screech of the rusty hinges was piercing. Darkness swallowed everything in sight. My flashlight barely illuminated the ghostly shapes and dusty relics. Something moved. A small figure darted between a stack of boxes. "Ray," I begged. "This isn't funny anymore." "But Chloe," a voice croaked from somewhere close. "We're having so much fun up here." I spun around, my heart hammering in fear. A doll sat against an old trunk, its porcelain face cracked and yellowed with age. Its head turned slowly to face me, its eyes glowing with an unnatural light. "Did you think you could protect him?" it asked as Ray's laughter bubbled from its painted lips. I gasped and stumbled backward into boxes that fell over, spilling photographs across the floorboards, photos of different children happily playing. Missing children. Horror washed over me. I wasn't alone in coming up these stairs for a missing child. The doll laughed louder and stood up awkwardly on unsteady feet. "Your fear is delicious," it hissed, "almost as sweet as these children." In terror, I ran for the door, but it slammed shut before I could reach it. "Please," I cried into the darkness. "Where is Ray? What have you done with him?" "Ray is here," replied the doll in a chilling whisper. "They're all here, and soon you'll join them." Icy fingers touched my cheek. I screamed and swung wildly. My hand hit something solid, followed by a sickening crack. With a steadying breath, I raised my flashlight again. The thin beam cut through the darkness, illuminating Ray's motionless body on the dirty floor. Dust particles floated in the light before landing back on his unmoving form. The doll, once menacing, now seemed harmless and childlike where it lay not far from him. Outside, distant sirens approached, their urgent wails bouncing off the room's walls. A bitter realization hit me. I was the real monster here, not some creature lurking in this dim attic. This shocking truth weighed heavily on me, making the air feel damp and thick against my skin. Cold dread replaced my earlier adrenaline rush, sinking into my bones. This wasn't an external threat. It was a horror within me that had been hidden beneath my awareness all this time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Thank you for watching.